If you always wanted to make a floral doodle arrangement but don't know where to start, this video is for you. In this video, I'll show you an easy way to make a floral doodle arrangement with 2 different flower doodles and 1 doodle leaf. You can follow along or use a traceable design inside my Easy Floral Doodles workbook, which is a step-by-step guide to help you doodle over 20 different flower doodles, 20 greenery doodles, and 4 different floral doodle arrangements. You can find it in the description down below. Alright, let me show you how to create this beautiful flower doodle arrangement, and first we're going to start with the tools. So here's everything I'm going to be using for our floral doodle arrangement, and as always I'm going to put links to everything in the description down below, so make sure you check on those. First thing is going to be our cardstock. You can use a pencil to sketch. I'm going to be doing it since I already sketched it, and I'm going to be using the Monoline Studio pens 03 and 01. You're gonna need a ruler, and that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. You may or may not already see it in the video, but I already sketched everything, but I'm just gonna go over a couple of steps so you know exactly what to do. So the first thing, since I'm going to be doing a rectangle, is that you're going to sketch your rectangle. Now, this is a super fast sketch of something that I already have. If you want to make sure that it is in the center, so you just want to make sure you take measurements of everything just to make sure that it is centered. Now we're just going to go ahead and start doodling, and I'm going to be using the Pigeon Letters Monoline Studio Pen 03 to do the outline, and then the 01 to do the details inside the flowers and the greenery. So for this first type of flower, we're going to start with a circle. That's going to be our center, and then we're going to start adding the petals to the flower, as you see here. And then once we are done with our first set of petals, we're going to do more petals around it. And these are going to overlap over the ones that we did previously. After I have all the petals, I'm going to pick a couple of them, and then I'm going to do this S shape. And this is to give the flower a little bit more character, and then to show that some of the petals are bent. And so for the details of the inside of this flower, I'm just going to draw a bunch of little circles together. And as I mentioned before, I'm using the 01 for the details. You can always use the same pen, but I always like to have a smaller tip pen to do the details. And I'm also adding these little lines in the center and on between some of the petals. And this is just to give it a little bit more perspective to the flower. Now we're gonna draw the next type of flower that we're gonna do for this arrangement. We're gonna start with a sort of like an irregular heart shape, and then we're gonna add petals to either side. And then I'm gonna kind of like add petals to the bottom, but then we're gonna keep in mind the rectangular shape. With this one, if you can see, I did some of the petals overlapping, going over the rectangle, and that's just to give it some character. And now we're just gonna add some details to this one. And we're gonna also go ahead and add the greenery, which is going to be this leaf right here. Now we're gonna repeat the same flower doodle that we did at the beginning. We're gonna draw it here, and same, we're gonna start with the circle as the center, and then we're gonna start adding the petals. And I'm gonna go ahead and speed up this part a little bit just because we already drew one flower, and we're gonna copy it exactly the same. We're also gonna add the greenery, and we're gonna make the leaves go sort of like they are behind the flowers. And I love this type of floral arrangement because we are only using 2 different types of flower doodles and 1 type of greenery. We are just interchanging the flower doodles, and here I overlap 2 of the greenery right next to each other, and that's something that you can do. You can play around with the placement of your greenery and your flower doodles. And I think this is perfect for a quote page in your bullet journal or a cover page in your bullet journal, and you can also pair it with your calligraphy or hand lettering and make a beautiful print. And now that I'm talking about it, make sure you leave your favorite quote in the comments, because I am thinking of what I should write inside this floral doodle arrangement. So comment below and let me know which quote I should add in here. And now we are done outlining the floral doodles. What do you think of how they look? I think they look amazing, and you can leave it like this as always, but I went ahead and grabbed the 09 Monoline Studio pen just because it's going to make it easier with a bigger tip pen to do the outline. You can use the same pen that you had, or you can even leave it as it is. I do like to make the outline of the triangle a little bit thicker so it stands out a little bit more. And this might be obvious, but make sure you don't go over the flowers. It has happened to me in the past, so just make sure that when you are doing the rectangle, you take into account that we had a couple of flowers that were overlapping and they were going over the rectangle. So the last thing that we need to do is just erase the last bit of the pencil marks that we have, and then the last step will be for you to letter something inside of it. Let me know what you think of this floral doodle arrangement. If you recreate it, as always, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Vial Designs. I would love to see your work. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.